The cashier looked at the young father standing in line with only a small pack of diapers, a carton of milk, and a loaf of bread in his basket. His hands trembled as he counted the last few crumpled dollar bills from his worn wallet. Behind him, an expensive suit stepped quietly into line. No one noticed the billionaire CEO watching the exhausted father fight back tears. Before we begin this emotional journey, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share if you believe kindness still exists in this world. Stories like this remind us that one act of compassion can change a lifetime. Ryan Carter had once imagined a different life. At 33, he had dreamed of owning a small home, building a happy family, and watching his daughter grow up without fear. Instead, life had shattered those dreams one painful piece at a time. His wife, Emily, had died 2 years earlier after a sudden illness. The hospital bills swallowed every dollar they had saved. Ryan sold his truck, emptied his retirement account, and even borrowed money from friends, but none of it could save her. She left behind one precious gift: their newborn daughter, Lily. Since that day, Ryan had become both mother and father. Every morning started before sunrise. He prepared Lily's bottle, changed her diaper, packed her tiny bag, and walked 3 blocks to Mrs. Henderson's apartment. The elderly widow watched Lily for almost nothing because she knew Ryan couldn't afford daycare. Ryan worked 12-hour shifts unloading delivery trucks at a warehouse. The work destroyed his back. His hands became rough. His clothes smelled of sweat and cardboard. Yet every evening when Lily smiled and stretched her tiny arms toward him, every ache disappeared. She was his reason to keep breathing. But life became even harder. The warehouse announced layoffs after losing a major contract. Ryan survived the first round. Not the second. His manager avoided eye contact while handing him the final paycheck. "I'm sorry, Ryan. You're one of the hardest workers I've ever known." Hard work didn't pay rent anymore. Over the next 6 weeks Ryan searched everywhere. Construction companies, restaurants, gas stations, delivery services. Every interview ended with the same words: "We'll call you." No one ever did. Bills piled up on the tiny kitchen table. Electricity, rent, water, medical insurance, formula, diapers. Every envelope felt heavier than the last. Ryan skipped meals so Lily could eat. Some nights he drank nothing but tap water before going to bed. His stomach growled loudly, but Lily never went hungry. That mattered more. One rainy evening he opened the kitchen cabinet. There was 1 can of soup, half a loaf of bread, 1 bottle of milk, 3 diapers. He stared silently for several minutes. Tomorrow would be worse. The following morning he found an old $20 bill hidden inside one of Emily's books. For a moment he smiled. Then reality returned. $20. It wasn't enough. Not even close. But it was everything he had. Ryan carefully made a list. Milk, bread, diapers, nothing else. No coffee, no meat, no fruit, only survival. Across the city, another man woke inside a luxury penthouse overlooking glittering skyscrapers. Ethan Brooks was 46 years old, founder and CEO of one of the country's fastest-growing technology companies. Business magazines called him a visionary. Television hosts praised his leadership. Investors admired his billions. Yet every evening he returned to complete silence. His wife had divorced him years earlier, saying money had become more important than family. They never had children. His parents had both passed away. His younger brother had died in a car accident nearly 15 years earlier. Success surrounded him. Love did not. Every room inside his enormous penthouse echoed with loneliness. The dining table seated 12 people. He always ate alone. His assistant often reminded him about charity galas and public donations. He attended them because they improved the company's reputation. Deep inside, however, he felt strangely disconnected. Writing checks had never filled the emptiness inside him. That Tuesday afternoon Ethan canceled an executive lunch. Instead of eating at an expensive restaurant, he decided to drive himself through the city. He didn't know why. Perhaps he simply wanted to escape another room filled with people pretending to admire him. Traffic brought him near a small neighborhood grocery store. On impulse he parked. He grabbed a basket and walked inside, unnoticed without his usual security team. Meanwhile Ryan had just arrived carrying sleepy little Lily against his shoulder. She quietly sucked her thumb while resting her head on his chest. Ryan kissed her forehead. "We're okay," he whispered. He wasn't sure if he believed it himself. Inside the store he picked up the cheapest diapers available. Then milk. Then bread. He checked every price twice. Still too much. His heart sank. Slowly he returned the bread. Maybe he could survive another day without eating. Lily smiled at him from the shopping cart. Ryan forced himself to smile back. You always come first. Several shoppers noticed him. Most looked away. One woman frowned impatiently because his cart blocked an aisle. Another customer sighed loudly while waiting. No one saw the quiet battle taking place inside a father's heart. Except one man. Ethan had been comparing bottled water when he noticed Ryan removing food from the basket. Something about the young father's expression stopped him cold. It wasn't embarrassment. It wasn't anger. It was resignation. The look of someone who had carried too much pain for too long. Ethan watched from a distance. Ryan never asked anyone for help. He simply placed the bread back on the shelf and continued walking. That small act stirred memories Ethan hadn't visited in years. His own father had once worked 3 jobs after Ethan's mother became seriously ill. He remembered watching his father pretend not to be hungry during dinner. Only as an adult had Ethan realized the truth. His father had skipped meals so his children could eat. The memory tightened something inside Ethan's chest. He quietly followed Ryan toward the checkout lanes. Ryan unloaded the diapers and milk. The cashier scanned the items. $21.84. Ryan slowly counted every bill. Every coin. $19. $20. $21. $21.50. He searched every pocket again. Nothing. The line behind him grew longer. People shifted impatiently. I'm sorry, Ryan whispered. He looked at the diapers. Then at Lily. Then at the milk. I'll put the milk back. The cashier nodded sympathetically. Before Ryan could reach for it, a calm voice spoke from behind him. Don't. Ryan turned. The well-dressed stranger stepped forward with a gentle smile. Then he looked at the cashier and quietly said the words that would change both their lives forever. I'll take them all. Ryan blinked in confusion. What? The diapers? The milk? The groceries? Ryan immediately shook his head. I can't accept that. The stranger smiled again. I'm not finished. He glanced at the nearly empty shelves surrounding them. Then back at the young father holding his daughter. I'll take every pack of diapers this store has. The cashier stared in disbelief. Every customer in line fell silent. Ryan looked completely speechless. He had no idea that the lonely man standing behind him wasn't simply buying diapers. He was about to discover something far more valuable than money. And Ethan Brooks, the billionaire who believed nothing could heal the emptiness inside his heart, was about to learn that sometimes the greatest investment isn't made in companies, it's made in people.